Trump began by recalling past moments where decisive intervention was, in his view, critical to avoiding catastrophe. If I didn't go and put our military there, our National Guard in that case, and we'll go military. We have to, but the National Guard, we're very effective. If we didn't do that, I don't think you would have had the Olympics in Los Angeles, he said, suggesting that strong federal action had preserved both security and major events. He drew comparisons to disaster relief, particularly in the aftermath of devastating wildfires. The place would have been just like the 25,000 houses that burned down. People can't rebuild the house because they can't get permits from the state and the city. I went there right after the fires. I walked the streets and I met a lot of great people. I went to rebuild their homes. We took care of it from the federal standpoint, but they're not taking care of it from the city, the mayor and the governor, Trump recalled, framing himself as someone who steps in when local leadership falters. Shifting to the war in Ukraine, Trump was adamant that it would not have erupted under his watch. What we have is a situation that should never have started. It didn't start under me. And for 4 years, it wasn't even discussed. And I could see it was going to happen. After I left, I could see what was happening. Everything that we did was wrong. Everybody's to blame. Putin's to blame. They're all to blame. This is a war that would have never happened, he declared, underscoring his belief that his administration's policies deterred such crises. He also positioned himself as a leader determined to stop the killing without plunging the US into further financial commitments. We want to stop the dying. I think this is a bigger issue than all the other. Open borders is bad. Open borders has caused a lot of this problem. Allowing millions and millions, I think 24 million people, were allowed to come into our country. Many of these people from prisons, from jails, from mental institutions. This was the Biden policy, Trump alleged, linking immigration policy to broader national security risks. According to Trump, these challenges stem from a group of ideologically driven officials close to the current president. It was the people that encircled this very beautiful desk, of the Resolute desk. Radical left learned it, so it was smart. But radical left, he said, suggesting that decisions were shaped by political extremes rather than practical governance. When discussing the role of security forces, Trump argued that success comes down to basic judgment. The National Guard or the military is not trained in place, but they're trained in common sense, and they're trained in not allowing people to burn down buildings and bomb buildings and shoot people. They've done a great job again. If we didn't send them, the rest of Los Angeles would have been burned down to the ground, he stated, crediting his interventions for preventing large-scale destruction. He cited Minnesota's largest city as another example. When you look at Minnesota, Minneapolis, I sent them into Minneapolis because the governor wouldn't make a call. If I didn't do that, Minneapolis wouldn't be existing today. You remember the famous scene burning over the CNN anchor's shoulder. He said, "Everything seems to be very peaceful." And behind him, the whole city's burning down, Trump said, vividly recalling the juxtaposition of media coverage and events on the ground. Trump sharply criticized state leadership, singling out Minnesota's governor. You had the whack job governor who ran for vice president. Yeah, you would have had, I saved that city, he insisted, again portraying himself as the decisive actor in moments of crisis. In his view, the principles that guided those decisions should also shape foreign policy. These are very tough people that are trained in a thing called common sense, that's it. And they're also trained in doing what we're talking about right now, he explained, implying that pragmatic, forceful action could be applied to diplomatic challenges as well. Trump also linked NATO's financial responsibilities to his diplomatic leverage, asserting that allies are now paying fully for US-provided equipment. This, he argued, strengthens America's hand in pressing for a resolution that benefits all parties without additional American sacrifice. As the meeting approaches, Trump's rhetoric leaves little doubt about his framing of the stakes.